What is up, ladies and gentlemen, gents, boys and girls, and boys? Silver Legend, Shapes and Sauces, baby. Oh yeah, that's right. We're coming back at it one more again, or actually multiple more again, with Nello Academy OOAO. So it's very simple. We got a little what we call dead body hi-jinks. Sounds like a really, really weird reality show that I would probably definitely watch. We got Dead Body Hijinks 1 and 2. We're gonna check out 2 for 1 special in one video. Brains exploded all over the entire world juice. But you already know the deal. Link in the description down below to Salmonella himself. Link down there if you want to get your brain edumacated. Get your brain juice widened. Big brain, hashtag big brain. 2 for 1 special. Dead Body Hijinks 1 and 2. We're gonna check out at this nice, tasty vid. Alright, here we go, boys. Time for the brain juice to be edumacated. Let's do this thing.
Hey kids, whether you're a precocious young lad down by the swimming hole or a grizzled crime scene investigator, everybody's got some interest in dead bodies. Yes, from Weekend at Bernie's to Weekend at Bernie's 2 to Weekend at Bernie's 3 Revelations, stories about wayward corpses have certainly carved their niche in today's media. So, I thought I'd spin a few yarns about some real-life people who were kept out far past their expiration date. Our first tale follows one Elmer McCurdy, who was an outlaw during the twilight days of the Wild West. Thanks to his former life as a miner, McCurdy acted as the demolitions expert to his little posse, using nitroglycerin basically anytime he had the faintest excuse to do so. Except, he was kind of a moron, so it didn't usually go quite as planned. Gotta say, after peanut butter and chocolate, my favorite combination of two things is probably gross incompetence and high explosives. Example, in March of 1911, McCurdy's band of rabble-rousers found out that $4,000 were in a safe in an approaching train. They managed to stop the entire locomotive. I don't even know how you do that. Break in, hold everyone on board hostage, and locate the safe. McCurdy steps up to plate, right? Gotta blast the thing open, except I guess the excitement kinda got to him, because he ended up using like way too much nitroglycerin, like inordinate amounts. Ended up completely destroying the safe and its contents, and what few silver coins they made out with were literally melted to the frame of the safe and had to be peeled off. Anyway, he died in a shootout with police later that year, and the undertaker at the funeral home he was sent to couldn't find any next of kin on account of McCurdy being a rambling low-life varmint. So he just embalmed the hell out of him and said, "Hey boys and girls, want to see a dead criminal? Only one shiny nickel." And since LiveLeak wasn't around at the time, there weren't many places a kid could go to stare at a corpse for a while if he or she so desired. So it actually became a pretty popular attraction. Visitors would pay their dues by physically slipping the coin into the man's mouth, and the creepy-ass undertaker would come fish him out later, probably with bare hands, all slowly and sensual-like. A few years passed when a couple of guys showed up claiming to be McCurdy's brothers with a note from the local sheriff to back it up. They told the undertaker they had permission to go bury McCurdy, so he reluctantly relinquished the body to the men. Except, these guys weren't his brothers. They were just a couple of crusty freaking carnies. They shipped the body off to Kansas to become an attraction in the traveling show. From here, McCurdy traded hands a few more times. At one point, he was exploited for this one guy's film about narcotics. It was like, yeah, this pill-popping degenerate got shot while trying to rob a pharmacy for more dope the other day. The body was super old by then, so people were like, wait, why is he all desiccated and flaky and gross? He just goes, well, that's what happens when you do drugs, kids. Your fucking skin falls off. Stay above the influence. At some point in his journey, he ended up getting coated in wax and paint to look a little less rotten, before ending up in a warehouse in 1949. Here's the thing, he was in there alongside some actual wax figures, and after spending 19 years in storage, nobody knew he was a real corpse anymore. So he ended up getting sold in 1968 as a mannequin to one Spoony Singh.
Wait a minute, can I analyze? Will you let me analyze for just a second? Okay, so let me get this straight. Oh, Blow Up McBlow over here died explodified and with a corpse used by evil for money and other very disturbing things. But now he's a bruh. We got a mannequin dead body up in this mug. Mannequin dead body. Okay, this sounds like a really messed up episode of like Law and Order that I actually probably would watch.
Wax museum. He tried to lend the guy out
Fake
a
man
couple
for
times
rent,
during
details
his stay,
inside.
but
Oh,
people
God.
found him too gross or unrealistic looking for whatever purposes they had in mind. So he ended up getting sold again and used as a prop of a hanged man at the Pike
It was an
Amusement
actual-
Park in their funhouse ride, with
funhouse
zero
ride.
knowledge that he was an actual dead criminal. It wasn't until 1976, 65 years after his death, that an episode of The $6 Million Man was being filmed at the complex, and a stagehand tried to move the prop around, only to have its arm break off in his hand. He was like, ugh, lousy stiff. Wait a minute, that's curious. This mannequin's got human flesh and bones inside of it. Wait a minute. The autopsy confirmed what everyone present at the time suspected. By this point, the body was so dried out and stale that it only weighed 50 pounds, which makes me think we should start a radical new fad diet where we just get people to mummify parts of their body. Like, Jenny, guess what? I just lost 30 pounds in 5 days. Wow,
What?
heck, how'd you do that? They call it the Egyptian cleanse. Anyway, with that, McCurdy was finally laid to rest
It
back in
wasn't
his
okay,
homeland
fake
of
person.
Oklahoma, and that film crew's lives were never the same again. Flashback to late 18th century.
Baloney.
There lived a physician by the
No, it is Bologna. No, bad salmonella. It is Bologna, and you know it. Bologn. Hey, Luigi.
This guy was a big deal. He's the dude who discovered that, hey, animals got electricity. in
Excuse
them.
me?
And his legacy still survives today in words like galvanize. One of his most famous experiments was the one where he used static electricity to make frog legs twitch on command. Around these parts, we call that the French salute. Stereotypes funny. Well,
God.
in 1803, his nephew, Giovanni
Giovanni.
Aldini, said, hey, that's pretty nifty and all, but what if we tried it on people?
Oh, God,
So the
no.
city of London was like, hey, now you're thinking with portals. One freshly executed criminal coming
God,
up.
no.
Aldini gathered a crowd and applied 2 diodes to the corpse's head, causing his face to scrunch up and one eye to flick open. Aldini was a showman, though.
I
He
am
wanted
a
to marry
god.
that. So he then put the current through opposite points in the body, which made the whole thing flail around like Pinocchio in heat. Now, today we know he was just exciting the dead muscles, right?
Bruh.
But the people who were watching had no idea what was going on. So they were like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a fucking necromancer.
Facts.
Quick, go get grandma. Maybe we can get in the will after
Oh my
all."
God,
In fact,
bruh.
this experiment actually ended up serving as inspiration for Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which makes me wonder what other famous novels were based on real-life events. Was a white whale ever
Moby
pursued
Dick.
by a vengeful sea captain?
Yes.
Was there actually a mentally handicapped migrant worker who liked hugging rabbits to
Probably.
death? Was there ever a human soul as profoundly
Ooh,
asinine
Amelia
and
Bedelia.
willfully
Hey.
ignorant as Amelia Bedelia? God, I hate her glassy-eyed face so fucking much. I just want to mash it into a running waffle maker, be like, ha, isn't that ironic? Grab her by her vacant fucking head, throw her out of
Damn.
747
It's okay.
and say, hey, why didn't you shoot yourself when you had the chance? Get it!
Sam, it's okay, but
Anyway, one thing we learned today is the importance of reputability. And just as you wouldn't want some
Well-
dirty carnies jacking your stiff, phrasing,
Phrasing,
you
boom.
certainly wouldn't want the same fate to befall your valuable online information. That's why you need to try Dashlane. Dashlane's been all over.
and thus we come to part not uno, not trace, not even quattro, but dos of dead body hi-jinks. I tell you what, them there dead bodies. You ever had some of that there dead body juice? Oh, that there's some good dead body juice. I do don't declare. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know either, man. I'm weird. Don't y'all should know this by now. Let's do it. Dead body hijinks, part 2.
Hey kids, time to talk about more cases of stiff lifting from the days of yore. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, go check it
Way
out.
ahead of you, bud.
Or don't. I'm a YouTuber, not a cop, unfortunately. This first tale doesn't feature an entire dead body, but I still found it interesting
Half
enough
a
to
dead
talk
body.
about. So one day in 2012, a priest was riding a train out of Italy when his bag got stolen by a trio of thieves. Inside the bag was whatever normal personal possessions the guy happened to own, as well as a small vial containing the blood of none other than Pope John Paul
What the
II.
what?
So this begs the question, why did the priest have Pope blood in his bag? Well, an important way that the Catholic Church honors saints and other venerated individuals is the keeping of relics. These relics are ranked in terms of how close they were to the person at hand.
Pierce the ex-wife's tissue box, that urinal in Lebanon that Clement the used once, Marlboro Red that Benedict didn't smoke because he doesn't do that, but respects your life choices anyhow. Aw, well done, Benedictus.
The third class relic. If it's a personal possession of a saint, it's second.
6th size kazoo he got signed by Corey from Slipknot. The misshapen peanut butter that enlightened Alexander. Wait, what the nutty?
As for first class,
Paul the Second's blood, Boniface the Second's bony face, Urban the Second's medulla oblongata. I love that word. And Felix the Third's chamber pot scrapings. Isn't it a chamber pot where you take a
of literal body parts and or fluids of a holy figure. Now for you youngsters out there, in 1981 the Pope got shot 4 times by some fascists having a bad day. People are like, holy shit, it's a popicide! Is that even a word? No, I'm okay. Oh. Say, who left all this first-class relic lying around? So to this day, there remain 3 objects containing the fine-aged Popey juice spilled that fateful afternoon. The vial was found a few hours later by police among the reeds and grass near the station, which basically means the thieves took one look at it and were like, blood? I already make this myself. Lame, and tossed it out without a second thought. Here's the thing though, that's not the only instance of old JP2 getting blood napped. In 2014, a similar relic was yoinked from the church of San Pietro della Ienca in Italy alongside a crucifix. The fact that these were the only items taken led to 2 prevailing theories. Some people thought that, since John Paul II wasn't technically a saint yet, the relic's value would go way up once the man was actually canonized, so the thieves decided to take it now and resell it later. The other theory was way more popular with the media. After all, what use does Pope blood have other than satanic rituals?
Oh my god,
the story
no!
naturally got a lot of press, and the whole world just kind of assumed that Lucifer himself was said to return any day now. Eventually, the thieves confessed, so authorities came to the rehab facility they were staying at. They returned the cross, but when questioned about the relic, they were like, wait, what? Pope blood? Satan? Do you guys need to check in here too? Eventually, it was found in a rubbish bin on the facility grounds, which means once again, it was just casually tossed out as nonsense.
Blood.
You ever throw out Pope blood? Because apparently, multiple people have done that on separate occasions just in the past 7 years. It doesn't end there, of course. In 2016, this happened a third time when a piece of cloth with John Paul fluid on it was taken from Cologne Cathedral. I can't for the life of me find a follow-up to this story, which leads me to believe that they're just like, fuck it, Pope blood's more trouble than it's worth at this point. But if you guys can find some conclusion to where it ended up, let me know below. Now, our next story
or if you guys can actually find any more information, let me know below. Thank you.
A man named Karl Tanzler, a German-born radiology technologist in early 20th century Florida. He looked kind of like Sigmund Freud, except even more evil looking.
God.
On the inside, he was a pretty normal dude, other than the fact that he claimed to have visions throughout his life of some mysterious dark-haired girl. Anyway, in 1930, while working at the Marine Hospital in Key West, he met a young woman by the name of Maria Elena Milagro de Hoyos.
Maria Elena Milagro de Hoyos. Let's see. Marina Elena Milagro de Hoyos. Nailed it. Mr. Worldwide.
He said, oh my god, that's the girl from the visions I've been having. Wait, what? We were meant to meet today. We must be soulmates.
No.
What, don't you have like a wife and 2 kids? Test. Hoyos was soon diagnosed with tuberculosis, which was considered fatal at the time, so naturally Karl decided to handle her treatment, going as far as convincing her family to let him visit their home every day. Except he was a radiologist, so even if there were reliable means to treat tuberculosis at the time, he definitely didn't have the credentials to do so. But whatever, this is the past we're talking about after all. That place was a shit show from start to finish. I'm not betting
what's his name?
for a little clerical error. In addition to whatever salves and tinctures and such doctors gave to people back then, Tanzler showered her with
that a freaking nose ring?
jewelry. I know he meant well, but if I was bedridden with a terminal illness, I'd just be insulted. Like, wow, thanks, can't wait to show off this little number out on the town. Anyway, eventually, Tanzler found that the time had come to reveal his true feelings. Elena, there's something I must confess. I'm deeply in love with you.
Ain't you like 175 and she's like maybe 25? You sick old mother. Oh god!
I'm so glad you feel the same. Hoyos inevitably succumbed to the disease, leaving Tanzler heartbroken. He just wasn't ready to part ways with his pestilence-riddled sweetheart. So he asked the family's permission to commission an above-ground mausoleum for their daughter. And since this was the early 20th century, they said, Ah, what a sweet, selfless man. I'm sure he'd never do this just so he could commit crimes against nature.
Oh,
And
God.
he was like, oh yeah, by the way, could I have some of her hair too? Sure, kind stranger. Here's a bag of her hair we just had lying around for some fucking reason. Again, no red flags here. He went to visit her dwelling nearly every night for 2 years. Then finally one day he said, you know what, kid? You're alright. Say, how's about we ditch this musty old mausoleum and go back to my place? I'll take that as a yes. So we took her home in a little red toy wagon, which is
I got
ridiculous.
one of those.
It makes me picture him skipping around, whistling a merry tune. Hey neighbor! Now here's a riddle for all you intellectuals out
brains?
there. What do a dead body and a used PT Cruiser have in common? Sure, they both taste terrible, and you never want to be seen in public with one. Most importantly though, they're a depreciating asset. But hey, that didn't stop old gnarly Carly from sprucing her up any way he could, wiring her bones back together with coat hangers, replacing her skin with wax and silk, making a wig out of that bag of hair from earlier, and soaking the body in massive amounts of perfume and disinfectants, for obvious reasons. He claimed to have been instructed to do all this by Elena's spirit, which he would...
Oh, do people still poop in heaven? Only the virtuous scatophiliacs and the Holy Ghost for some reason. What the hell is a scatophiliac? But no. I'm not looking it up. 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 I hope you don't think I'm looking it up, because honestly, I'm not doing that. I would never do that. Okay, that just sounds bad and disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, only a complete weirdo would look up such a disgusting term. Like, we all know, like, you know, that word, and who in the world would ever look up that specific term? I mean, come on now, guys, come on. Guys, come on. I mean, who in the world? I mean, I know I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I got big brain. Why would anyone look up anything of the Why are there pictures? God! Don't look it up. I had a feeling. Don't look it up. I made the sacrifice for you. Don't look it up. I need a blankie.
So did, you know, that thing eccentric loners do with dead ladies in
No.
their house? About that. This went on for 7 years. 7 hot and humid Florida years. Until 1940, when Elena's sister saw him dancing with some lady through the curtains. She's like, aw, how cute. I'm glad that old bag of lentils has finally found love. Walks in, comes to find out it's her fucking dead sister. So the cops come, but there isn't any conclusive evidence of any flirting and philandering with the body. So the only crime Carl could have been charged with was grave robbing, except the statute of limitations was already up by the time he was found out, so they just took the body, tipped their hats, and went on their merry way. Tansler still missed Elena dearly, but since he couldn't have her cadaver, he crafted a crude homemade effigy of the lady, which he lived with for the rest of his life. Here's the part that really gets me though. He apparently went back to live with his estranged wife once the jig was up. Just like, hey babe, I know we haven't talked since the whole corpse thing, but I've been having trouble making rent. Do you think I can come crash for a while? Sure, come right in. I'll take your coats. Would you and the demented life-size replica of your long-dead lover that you left me for like a cup of tea? I'd like one. None for her, though. It goes right through her. Of course, I'm making all this out to be a horrifying thing for the goofs and gaffs of it, but at the time, a lot of people read the news stories about Tansler, and many actually sympathized with the man. They saw him as the distraught, hapless romantic that he saw himself as. You know why they had that?
Because they dumbasses.
Because they listened. Again, go to audible.com/SAMONELLA or text SAMONELLA to try Audible for free. Link in the description. Anyway, that's all for today. Till next time, I'm Salmonella, and thank you for watching.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here lies yet another successful class where our brain juices increase in power, size, and volume. Good old-fashioned salmonella academe, giving us the big brain juice that we all truly need in our lives. Link in the description down below to the main man himself. 2-for-1 special, Dead Body Hijinks 1 and 2. Gonna do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this video, take your big small claws of awesomeness juice and slash that like button. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and beasts of all ages, shapes and sizes, love peace above all. Oh yeah. You ready for it? I hope you are. Stay beast mode for the epic win of all the way.